Oregon mountains to all the Mesilla Valley, reaching all of New Mexico. Broadcasting live from the Las Cruces studios, bringing you the issues that matter and the topics that count. Telling it like it is. It's the Mike Tellez Show. And now here's your host, Mike Tellez.
Hi, my name is Mike Tellez. We are broadcasting from the fabulous Las Cruces studios. We have got a startling show for you today. I put off what we were going to talk, the people we were going to interview and talk to today, because this disturbing event, chain of events that have taken place, it bothers me. It breaks my heart. I'm sorry for those of you all who don't like the footage. I didn't like it either. But you know what? We've got to be aware of what's going on, and we need to understand how it's relating to our law enforcement, our safety, our policemen. The video footage we're going to show, it's not suitable for young children. So if there are some in there, please take them out of the room. And we're going to roll some video that is really, really hard to watch. But we've got to know what the truth is, and we've got to see it the way it is.
On February 4th, 2021.
Pick up, one aboard. Can't tell what state the temp tag's out of.
Right outside Las Cruces. I want you to watch how polite this officer is. I mean, you could not ask for a more polite person than this man right here. He's a beautiful man, beautiful person.
Afternoon, sir. My name's Darren Jarrett. I'm with New Mexico State Police. The reason for the stop is your window tint's a little too dark. Yeah. You mind if I open the door?
Look how he asks.
Or if you want to roll down the window more.
What, he's not screaming, he's not cussing,
Yeah.
he's not getting
I know you got
tough,
temp tags. You got a registration for the vehicle? Yes, sir. I'll need registration and your driver's license as well. Right. Okay. All right. Do you have insurance for the vehicle? Yeah. Where is it? Is it with the wallet? Do me a favor. Come with me to my vehicle. That way I can run your name and date of birth, and then that way I can get my return. Okay. Go ahead. Shut the vehicle off if you want. It's up to you. Well, I know.
What a tough job to have.
That'll work. Grab the phone and come with me to my vehicle so I can get the return, and then I can make sure that everything's good. That's okay.
This policeman, according to an article in the Albuquerque Journal, he doesn't have a clue what's going on, who this is that he pulled over. Two articles I've already read, one in the Journal, one on Newsbreak. This officer does not know who this guy is.
Okay.
These are two articles that just came out in the last day. This guy's rap sheet is incredible. Violent crime. For all rights and reasons, he should have been in jail.
While she's sending the pic, let's go so that I can run my checks on you. Huh? Yeah, so I can run my checks.
The driver appears to be cooperative.
Running my checks, and then you'll show me.
You never know what's going to happen next. These are seconds.
Paperwork I gotta do, you know? Hey, real quick. You have a firearm on you? Yeah. No, I see it. Waste. Do me a favor. You mind if I take it off you for my safety? All right, hold on. All right. Let's go to my vehicle, okay? Come on.
Oh, shit! Awful. Heartbreaking. By this point, there's no time to react. There is nothing, no time. Oh, shit! Horrible. I hate first to have to witness this over and over, but I'm going to tell you something. We have to know. That's the truth. That's what happened. Now look at this guy jumping out, brazen, shooting at the police.
Hey, get the back!
You know, we think that's somewhere else that happens, but no. This happens right here in Las Cruces, right here in our city. This is happening. This is the point that we'll let things get to. What a horrible scene. I'm telling you, it's heartbreaking to watch it. And you know, people will ask, well, why would you show that? I'm going to say, you know, we need to see what's going on out in the field. You know, police are under fire right now. There's not a day you can't pick up the paper, turn on the news, that the policemen are under fire for shooting somebody. Well, you know what? These people they're shooting, some of these shootings are wrong. You know what? I'm sorry. But you know, good grief. If we would just cooperate when we got pulled over, not struggle, not put up a fight, we wouldn't put ourselves in these situations right there. That's you know, we're getting pulled over by a police officer. Now we have laws that want to make the police officer liable. They want to be able to sue him civilly. We have a policeman here in Las Cruces that's being sued for second-degree murder. He's getting tried for second-degree murder right now in court. And it was an incident that took place on Three Crosses in that area. And it's where he got a guy in a chokehold. Now, the only way we could know what really happened is if we were either the police officer or right there the person on the ground. You know, a police officer in that is microseconds. I spoke to a retired captain of the state police. He told me that is he said it seems like it is just like lightning fast that things happen. If a policeman feels like he's being overtaken and he's getting ready to get taken down, you know, he has an arsenal on his hip. A policeman cannot afford to get taken out because there's a gun, then who knows what happens. They pull that gun out, then they start shooting other people. You know, right now, it's hard to be a policeman. Who would want to be a policeman? And I'm going to tell you something. Whatever they're paying them, it's not enough. It's not enough. They need to pay. Policemen need to be some of the highest paid people there are. Their pay, I've seen their pay, it is just ridiculous. If they're not making $75,000 to $95,000 a year, you know what? Why would you do it? Because all you need to do is get into a situation where you defend yourself to where onlookers see it as something different. There you are in court. You know, you can't pull your firearm out. On the news yesterday, an officer got fired for pulling their firearm out. My goodness, pulling the firearm out. They did not use it, but they pulled it out. If you can't pull your firearm out, when do you pull it out? When do you use that force? You know, what we're doing is we're tying the hands of our police officers. We're binding them to where they can't do their job. You know, they're getting to the point of what do I do? Am I going to get, now there's a new thing they got to think about. Every time they pull someone over, every time they go to an incident, they have in their mind, am I going to get sued for whatever I do next? You know, they're having to second think themselves. Now they're going to have to say, should I, shouldn't I? What's going to happen next? And what happens when you have these police officers out there already with their hands full, and then they have to think, will I get sued? Hey, civilly, will I lose my house? Will I lose everything I have? Will my family get put out of the house because of this? They have to think, double think, triple think. And this is all in seconds. This isn't minutes. They don't got 5 or 10 minutes to think about what they're going to do. They got seconds to think about what they're going to do. Then do we put my whole family at risk through a civil lawsuit on whatever I do? Should I just let this go? What do I do? And you know what? It can end so tragic when they have to spend so much time wondering, what do I do next? Am I putting myself at risk? You know what? These guys go through training. The training is where they're taught how to respond and what to do. First and foremost, we've got to allow them to protect themselves. We can't let them go. You know, I was talking to Roman, and he was talking about a law where you couldn't carry your sidearm in the house. My goodness, you can't carry your sidearm in the house. What do you do when someone pulls a gun out on you? And I'm going to tell you something. There is no gun law on earth that would have prevented that guy from having that gun. Why? Well, he's already a felon. He shouldn't have had the gun to start with. So this guy was from California, been in the system half his life. You know, he should have been in prison on habitual offense. But no, he wasn't. He was out. Now, according to the laws in place, that guy cannot own a firearm. Now, do you think he was abiding by the laws? You think that guy, that by banning firearms, banning ARs, do you think that guy's going to say, okay, I guess I'll turn in my AR-15? No. You ban firearms, you take them away from the people who already follow the law and people who would never do that. These guys that with those ARs out there carrying it in their vehicle with drugs, in the Albuquerque Journal, he had drugs. And you know what the terrible, horrible part is? That officer did not know who he was pulling over. He didn't know that guy was so violent, notorious. This is what I want to know. I see these guys, you know, I'm sorry some of them died. I'm sorry that these incidents happened. The George Floyds, I'm sorry that happened. It broke my heart to see that video. But you know what? That guy was being arrested. $20 million. This guy in Three Crosses, the chokehold, millions. He got, I don't know, 10, 12 million. They got a lot of money for that case. You know, a lot of money came because this guy chose to run from the police. He was on drugs. And he chose to resist arrest. But that family was compensated dearly with financial gain. This is my question. How much will the family of Officer Jarrett be compensated for him being put in harm's way? Let's turn it around. Maybe he's the one who said his family should be getting the large settlement. Because you know what? That family lost a beautiful man. The state police lost a wonderful officer. We lost a beautiful servant taking care of us. Someone who put his life on the line to protect us every day. What will they be compensated for that poor man's life? That man was just going to work to protect us. Look what happens. Now, how will he? Hopefully, he is compensated greater than all these criminals who have been compensated. We'll talk about this a little bit more when we return to the Mike Tellez Show on the Las Cruces Network. My name is Mike Tellez.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here. Horizon Granite is here. We'll come to you to customize your kitchen and bathroom with beautiful countertops and cabinets. Find out more at horizongranite.com. Call us at 575-650-3180.
Horizon Granite is here.
It's here.
Make yourself a beautiful home.
Hi, I'm Ray Bamberg with Here on Earth. I would like to invite you for a free hearing evaluation to our office. We've been here in southern New Mexico for 34 years helping people hear better.
If we want to improve America's healthcare system, let's start by improving the health of Americans. Despite the best doctors, hospitals, and medical advancements, Americans are not as healthy as they should be. We spend too much on treatment and not enough on wellness and prevention. We need a system based on primary care. When patients have a medical home and a long-term relationship with a doctor, the result is a longer, healthier life and reduced medical costs for everyone. Let's make America a place where health is primary.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Welcome back to the Mike Tellez Show. My name is Mike Tellez, coming to you from the Las Cruces Channel Network in the beautiful, fabulous Las Cruces studios. We've been talking about the hardness, the harshness of the video of the police shooting. And you know, I can't emphasize enough, my heart does go out to families who lose loved ones in altercations, but I'm going to tell you something. You need to teach, emphasize to your kids, your brothers, your sisters, whoever it is, the importance of cooperating when you get pulled over by a police officer. You know, you cooperate. If you're going to jail, you're going to jail. But you know what? You're going to get out. We have to understand we've got to cooperate with the people who are hired to protect us. What happens if they leave? What happens if they decide, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. What happens? They've got shortage of policemen. I'll tell you, you don't know what you have till you need them. And I'm going to tell you what, those guys are servants. They put their lives on the line. We've got to respect them. We've got to respect them. When they pull us over, we've got to understand we did something to get pulled over. If we get arrested, we did something. We have a warrant. We're going to jail. It does no good to start bad-mouthing them, talking, resisting, acting like you have rights. I don't know where these rights came from. I don't know where the rights that came that you could spit on a policeman like I'm seeing on TV, or talk back to him, or threaten him. I don't know where that came from. It doesn't, I'm telling you, it needs to be understood. We can't do that. That just isn't right. Those are people that are taking care of us. And I'll tell you what, it is so important to take care of these guys. You know, right now, we're in a time in our nation to when you watch the news, it is sickening to watch the news. It's sickening to see the threats of burning down a city if somebody who's in court isn't found guilty. Tell me what jurist would not be scared to death to not convict. We are in some hard times. I'm going to tell you something. These are the times more than ever that we need to look up. Quit looking out. Quit watching that news and getting startled and upset. We need to start looking up. It's time to pray to God. Ask God to heal our land. We need to ask God to direct us. We need to start asking God to please heal our land. Jesus Christ went to the cross to create our communication with God. We need to start using the best, strongest communication there is. We need to start praying for our nation. Because our nation is in turmoil right now with all this violence. We need to pray to God. Pray to God. We need a revival in our land. We need something. It's getting too violent out there. It's getting scary. Now, when you see criminals so brazen, they don't care. They don't have no conscience of what they're doing. That's when we need to start getting concerned. You know what? We need to start looking at what is our city council trying to pass? Are they defunding police? What are they doing? Are they trying to restrict the policemen? Our governor just signed into law a law that makes policemen personally liable for what they do. You know what? I don't know how scary that is. But you know, at some point we need to start looking and saying, well, what about the policemen? I mean, the police shootings, the police killings, I count on one hand how many I remember in this area. Not very many. There's not very many. But what we're not counting on the other side of this equation is how many lives have they saved? They have saved countless lives. How many times have the policemen saved lives in this area? We've seen a couple times where things have gone wrong and somebody's died in the result, but how many times have things gone right? How many times have these police officers got to the scene just in time? And you know, if you're one of the people that just think they are out of line, you hate them, you can't stand them, next time you need one, I want you to think of who you're going to call right now and call them instead. I'm going to tell you, good luck. There's not very many people you can call that'll go over there and put their life on the line to save your life. And what gets me is these guys are putting their lives on the line to save a life of somebody they probably never in their life met. Yet, they stand in front to they go out there and put their lives in front of yours to protect you. And they probably have never met you. You know, why do I care so much about police officers? You know what? I've met a lot of the police officers in Las Cruces. I have met some awesome police officers. Well, I've got police officers, you know, that we've gone out and picked up trash on Clean Up Las Cruces. We've got officers that have gone up to me and asked, Mike, this family needs help real bad. Could you please help them? I've had police officers go up to me and ask, you know, through the Dream Center and through my past business, IHOP Restaurant. They went up there and they were almost in tears one time. They said, Mike, this family needs help desperately bad. They're up there at 9 o'clock at night and they are just grief-stricken because of a family who needs help. And they're asking me, could you please help this family out? And you know what? They didn't know that family from the second they got there. That was their first meeting of them. Yet, they were out there looking for the resources that family needed to survive. You know, they're men and women just like us. There's no difference. They don't come from a special city or a special planet. Those are our brothers, sisters, our uncles, our dads, our moms. Those people are part of our community who have chosen to go out and give their life to protect us. Those people are part of us. We are the police. Who are the police? We all are. They come from all of our families. They come from all areas of our neighborhoods. I have neighbors who are police officers. And I'm going to tell you something. When I drive down that block and see his car, I feel safe. I feel good to see that car right there. And you know, we have a rash of crimes. We've talked on it on past shows. If you want to see it, look, go to YouTube. Go to the Mike Tellez Show and look at some of our past shows. It'll show you some of the crime waves, some of the things that are happening in our city. Take a look. But I'm going to tell you something. If you have a neighbor living next door down the street from you, that car alone is going to be a deterrent. How safe will you feel at night when you know there's a police car 3 houses down and you're not going to get your car robbed? I have gotten so many things stolen out of my vehicle. Now I see a police car there? Good. Because maybe they'll think twice about going and breaking into my car or my house or put my family in danger. You know, it's sad that we see all the people calling for firearms to be taken away. I'm going to tell you, if somebody is going to break into your house, they're probably not going to turn over their firearms. If they got one of them ARs like that guy who legally shouldn't have had it, he legally shouldn't have even been out of jail. I'd like to ask California law system, why was this guy even out of jail? Do you think that guy's going to follow any laws? Do you think these people who have these are going to follow any new laws? Do you think they're going to turn over anything? No. I'm going to tell you something. Florida, they got a sheriff in Polk County. He says, you know what? I ask my residents to be armed, to protect themselves in our house. In their houses, you go in there, they're going to shoot you, blow you right back out of that house. Well, I'm going to tell you something. They're not messing around there. And I'm going to tell you, when we start getting people who want to take away our firearms, hey, you know what? We need to speak up. We need to stand up and say, wait a minute. Just as soon as you take all the firearms away from those guys, then maybe we'll consider something. But until you take them away from the people who are breaking the law, don't come at us first. Why don't you try going and taking the firearms away from people who shouldn't have them? Like the gentleman in that truck. He had no business owning a firearm, yet they haven't taken it away. Why not? He's not going to follow no laws. Well, when you take his away, then you come and knock on us. Until then, don't be telling us you're going to take our firearms away. You need to focus on getting them out of the hands of the law, people who don't follow the law, not the law-abiding citizens, who these very police put their lives on the line every day of the week for us. We need to leave the policemen alone. There are some things they need to adjust, yeah. But you know what? For the most part, we better thank God we have a police force. Thank God we have state police patrolling those highways. Thank God we have city police. Thank God for the sheriff's department. And we need to pray to God to protect our police force, to protect our sheriff's department, to protect our state policemen. Oh, God, in the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to please bring comfort to that slain state policeman that was taken out mercilessly. I ask you, God, to help the family get through this grieving process. God, I ask you in Jesus' name, be with that family in their horrible time of grief and suffering. My name is Mike Tellez. I'm coming from the fabulous Las Cruces studio and I'm broadcasting on the Las Cruces Channel Network. Thank you for joining us on the Mike Tellez Show.